Well, that's good. Price reasonable?
Yeah, it's exciting.
Property?
A little bit, not a lot,
No.
but you make up for it. But I mean, it's rural, so it's country setting, woods around it, no neighbors right on top of you. So,
well, that's good.
Do the chickens. There's enough room there for some chickens and probably a couple of goats even if I want. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah, I was thinking about raising a couple of meat goats.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, try it out and see.
I had some friends that did that. They like it. They said it tastes like venison.
Right. Yep.
So they seem to enjoy it.
Heck yeah.
Oh.
Midweek.
Remember, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, guys.
Share it.
Or a thumbs down.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Comment. We read them all, respond to them all. We enjoy reading them.
Yeah.
Something you want to hear us talk about. Something we were incorrect about.
Yeah. Call us out.
Yeah.
So, speaking of being called out, we had one of the listeners before, a couple of podcasts ago, asked, kind of gave me some shit about, I pick on Nancy Pelosi a lot and why I don't really pick on Republicans, but there was a whole list of Republicans too that, especially Rhino Republicans. So one of the people that kind of came to my forethought, just so that I'm spreading the love around evenly, was Lindsey Graham. Oh God, really? And these guys that have been in there for 100 years, it's time for them to go. I seen them, it was an internet clip, but some press conference he just gave where he was again calling for the assassination of Putin, and I'm like, this guy is he's a warmongering, he's got stock in Halliburton and all these, big military defense companies, and they're just getting rich off this,
I wonder what keeps people consistently voting for the same. Is it a comfort thing? Is it doesn't cause any rift in my life, so I'll just keep voting for this.
Right.
I wonder
because
what that
who's the minority whip?
I'm not sure.
Not Chuck Schumer. He's a Democrat. It's one of the Republicans that. Oh, come on, brain fart. Yeah, there you go. I brain fart right on.
Really?
Anyways, he's another one that he's from Kentucky. He's like the senator from Kentucky, I think he is. But every time he talks, it just.
Is that right?
No.
Oh shit. I think I've seen it right.
Every time he talks, it's just I cringe. You know what I mean? And he's still hating Trump. Look, I'm not a deep-hearted Trump supporter.
That?
No, that's not him.
No?
Not the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
He was the speaker for the Republicans, but he's like the head of the Republican Party. He's been in there for a million years. Yeah, I'm brain farting. It's the middle of the week, guys. We kind of threw this together last minute, so I was not prepared. Anyways, just to spread the love around a little bit.
Mitch McConnell?
Yeah, Mitch McConnell.
Okay.
Good Lord, I could not think of his name. Mitch McConnell's another one, and it just kind of... I was watching Lindsey Graham today, and he says, if John McCain was standing right next to me, he'd say the same thing. And I said, yeah, I remember him joking around about bombing Iran. Bomb, Iran. You don't remember McCain doing that? Oh, no. It's just terrible. Oh, God. These guys were warmongers. You know what I mean? They're just part of the, you would call them a cog in the machine, It's just time for these people to go. Get them out of our government. Get some younger people in with or just new people, new ideas.
Yep, exactly. That's what I was going to say. It seems like
people that's going to be willing to go in there and actually represent their constituency and not just, they're so corrupt anymore. And I think anybody that's in there for any amount of time probably would get corrupted. I probably would. They throw so much money at these people to get them to, pass bills and, throw this pork in on this bill. That's why that bill they just passed omnibus.
Yeah, spending.
Yeah, it was, twice the size of the King James version of the Bible, like ridiculous. And there's, they have 12 hours to read, 50,000 pages of crap.
They might only have 12 hours to read it, but how many of them threw their own shit in there?
Oh, every one of them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
So they don't even care, right?
So,
they're just like, as long as it gets past with my shit in there, I don't even care.
And like what really started to sour me on Republicans even was, I said in other podcasts, was George W. Bush. Because I was a fanboy. I was a huge supporter of George W. Bush and, Patriot Act, and now, what they use that for. Like, yeah, I got burned, and I learned real quick, like, I'm not voting party lines. Like, I'm an independent for sure, And then over time, just evolving the way you have, the way I have, you get a little older, a little wiser,
Start following out of that tribal mentality.
Yeah.
Of, well, again, I know I said this
right.
several times, but the whole, well, because they believe in this one thing, I'm going to believe in everything they believe in.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not going to regurgitate their talking points anymore. I mean, there's a few people that's, I still have some faith in. They haven't, I don't think they've completely sold out, haven't sold their soul completely.
It's sad, though, that I find more nuance and more common sense. I don't even want to say common sense. More thought-provoking opinions from people on the internet than I do from elected officials.
Yeah. The people online, like, they can figure this out.
And not only elected officials, but corporate media, I'd throw right in that same pot, too.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because they're just... they're paid for an opinion, right?
Right.
They're paid to push an opinion.
Yeah, to push that narrative. To brainwash people, enslave us.
And it seems like they try to silence.
Because I swear, if you took, a couple people from every country in the world, and a couple people from every race in America, and stuck us all in a room together, we'd have the world fixed in 10 minutes.
Right.
And we'd spend the rest of the time drinking beer and just bullshitting. You know what I mean? Like, these things don't have to be this way. And the majority of people in the world don't want these wars. They don't. Right. Who in the hell wants the world in the status it is now? Where food's expensive, inflation, there's fuel shortages, people are freezing to death, it's cold, people are worried about how to keep the heat on. No one wants this.
Right.
The machine wants it.
Yeah.
The machine wants it. I'm excited now because you're finally starting to get some new people in, and I think over the next 10 years you'll see a lot more. Because you know what? I don't care how rich these people are; they're not going to live forever. Sooner or later they're gonna, at least their health will turn. They're gonna have to retire.
Right. Right.
And then we'll finally get some new people in. But I wish, I wish like people would just quit voting for this guy because he's Republican. And I'm a Republican, so I'm just automatically going to go in that he's got my vote. Or because he's a Democrat, I'm going to, I vote Democrat. I don't like Republicans, so I vote Democrat. No, man. Just do a little bit of research and what these people stand for, how they voted in the past, just think. You don't even have to get online and really research it deeply. All you got to do is think about the campaign speeches you heard them give. What have they accomplished out of that?
Seems like we're stuck in this vicious cycle, though, of voting for someone that's going to do what we want, right?
Right.
Like we're depending on this person to protect my rights or to pass a law that I agree with. And it's weird that we get stuck in this cycle of, well, at least this side won't
the lesser of two evils.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, my vote for Trump, and hey, I voted for him. You heard it right now. him or Hillary. You know what I mean? It's like weigh it out, Hillary or him. Like okay, should you do that? No, but at some point when there's not really a third party that had a candidate that was strong enough, but I think we're gonna get there. The division in the Republican Party so pronounced now. Profound, I guess a better right word for it. I think you're gonna see it.
I think the internet's
helping.
Yes, I think
one of the benefits of technology,
right, is the communication. Now, for every action, there's an opposite equal reaction, right?
Right.
And I think one of those opposite reactions is now the information's free flowing, right? Their voting records are out there.
Absolutely.
Things they say or do is now pasted and copied across the internet. They can't hide. Right. They can't hide behind these things anymore.
The information's there, and honestly, it's not that hard to find typically, especially stuff like that. I mean, when it's not opinionated, like it's recorded fact, it's history. Like we were talking before the show started, you have this document of trespassing laws from like 50 years ago in the state, and the first thing I said is we should print off the current one and kind of compare them and contrast, what's changed over the last 50 years. It'd be interesting to see. But that information, like, I didn't hesitate to think, like, oh yeah, we'll just jump online and find it, print it off. Like, there is a lot of benefit. As much as I hate what technology does to us, like, there's a lot of good things about it too.
But in thinking about that, when I came across that, just knowing my grandfather and my dad.
Yeah.
I have to believe it was my grandfather.
There must have been some sort of dispute or something that.
Right. And so they were going to make sure, because they knew the law,
right.
They went and got a copy of it. But in thinking about that, like, they couldn't just Google it, right?
No.
They had to go down to their
print it at home.
No. And that's the other thing, right? Like, we just print it off and throw it in our fishing
bag.
Where
would you even go for that? The
county building?
County building?
County building or the courthouse. That means they had to go down there.
Yeah.
Ask for it. And if you look in the top right corner of that, there's someone's name on there. And I wonder if the person that printed it off
probably
put their name on there. So they said, well, if that happens again, you let them know that.
Just really neat, real neat document to have.
Yeah.
Little chunk of history,
And just to think how, I'd like to know the story behind how that paper ended up in that bag.
Right.
All
these years, and just sitting in there.
50 years ago.
Wow.
And you can tell the weather, how it's cracked and split.
For sure.
And it's yellowed and, it's got age to it.
And yes, guys, if you haven't noticed, I did not wear the beard tonight because I wanted to try something different. It's the middle of the week. We're doing a shorter podcast. I thought I'll leave it off. Save it for the weekends for our big shows.
So anyway, I was thinking how much of a pain in the ass it must have been to get that printed off. Yeah. Just to have it in your fishing bag.
Right.
I assume there had to have been dispute.
And to think now, you wouldn't even want to go through all that hassle. Right. You know what I mean? Like, most people would be like, and cause we can just do it at home now.
Well, the fact that we can just Google it right there.
Right. Yeah.
On the riverbank.
Yeah, on your phone. Bring it up right there.
Yeah, they said there had to have been a dispute with the landowner, and maybe the DNR got called out, and
something like that.
Yeah, I could see my grandfather knowing the law, and the DNR was probably wrong, about it, and didn't have the law in front of him. He was going.
DNR is so well loved in this state.
You got three people going off memory of the law and the wording of it, right? So I guarantee you, he went down to the county building, got a copy of that, and stuck in his fishing bag. So the next time that happened,
he could pull the law.
Right.
Yeah, good for him.
And I could see him at even like a Thanksgiving telling the story about what just happened, and here's the damn law, and I knew I was right. I could see it. And then I was thinking, we're talking about the internet.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, they say, like, if you're always looking back, you can't see where you're going, right?
Right.
Looking back. And I've been on this kick for the last couple of years of finding things on eBay from my childhood, and buying them, and it's been
a little nostalgia.
Yeah, it's been neat. But I was wondering, does that cause a certain amount of sadness, right?
Yeah. I think probably both. The nostalgia, the little feel good, the happiness, but then it is sad.
Because you're constantly looking back, trying to regenerate those memories and feelings of a Christmas when you got this, or a birthday, or just a gift, or the one time you got to go to the store and your parents let you get this one thing, right?
When the world was a better place, right? We like to say.
When you're young.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, 30 years ago, it wasn't that simple. 40 years ago, right?
Right.
If there was something from your childhood that you wanted, you would have to find it in a thrift shop, an antique store, maybe.
Sure.
You'd see it in someone's house, and you'd be like, oh, can I buy that
sale.
from you? Yeah, garage sale. But it wasn't a constant hit of dopamine like we get now.
Right.
From going on eBay, and you can find anything from
eBay,
your childhood.
Amazon,
you can just find them.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like, I was wondering about that. Like, is that a good thing?
I don't know.
That you can just instantly look back.
Guess I hadn't thought of it that way. Maybe,
I don't know. I started thinking about it. Like, why
thought-provoking.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Because it wasn't always this accessible.
Right. No. Now it's instant.
Yeah.
Have it here in 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah. I got 2 more things coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about that. Wonder what that does to us psychologically. Right. Is it good? Is it good that we can? It's kind of good, right? That we can find those things and enjoy them again and appreciate them. But
bring back those memories. I mean, isn't it the same as like looking at old photographs or something that we used to do when we were younger?
I don't know if photograph replicates
photo book.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Actually handling and remembering a toy from your childhood. Yeah. From that Christmas when you got this, or that, like I said, that birthday, or just that random time, like your parents were like, "Yeah, you can get it," and you remember that bike, skateboard, whatever it was, scooter,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think about that. Is it a good thing? Isn't it a good thing?
No, I'd have to think about that.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking about it the other day when I was making a purchase. I'm like,
kind of deep, man.
This could kind of be bad.
Yeah.
Because if you get stuck in that cycle where you're just constantly looking back and
trying to live in history,
right,
and prevent you from moving forward.
Right, you're getting these items, and then you're, because there is a dopamine hit that comes along with it.
And then, and when it wears off, then you feel low and down.
Right. So then you look for another one, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, not only could it be addicting, I guess it could probably lead to some depression if you weren't careful.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. I'd have
I'll
to
think
you
chew on it for a while.
Yeah, let me chew on that.
Weekend,
That's pretty thought provoking. I like it. So good news. I'm looking at houses for little Bear and I.
Nice.
And found a couple. I found one that I'm really interested in. It's cute. It would serve me and him well. So it's a pretty exciting time. 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Garage.
Yep. 2.5 car garage, decent size, all finished on the inside, so you can put a nice workshop in there too. And
basement?
No.
Shed?
Yes.
Shed.
Shed. Yep.
Nice to keep the lawnmower and rakes and shit out of the garage. And keep out there,
keep all that in the shed.
Tree stands and
woods all the way around it. So really seen it. It's a nice view of any of the windows. It looks like just about any direction you look. It's a nice view. So
how far off the road is it?
It's not real far off the road. Under 100 yards, I think, but definitely big enough to do some chickens and stuff like that. So
that's cool.
I think we'll have fun. I'm really thinking about putting an offer on this one, so we'll see. I'm gonna go and look at it. I'm gonna set up a time and go look at it and see if it impresses me as much, because sometimes, you know what I mean?
I've been down that road several times.
You do the virtual tour and it looks great, and then you show up and it's like, no. And the one house I bought was one I wasn't impressed with. Like with the pictures, it was one my ex-wife wanted to go and see, and I didn't. I was out of all of them that was on the list, it was the one that I was least interested in. And when we showed up, I walked in the house. I looked at the look on her face, and I said, "Yeah, this is the one. Like, this place is beautiful, but in the pictures, it just didn't do it justice." And I thought, wow, that's completely opposite to how this usually works.
Yeah, no
it's
doubt.
kind of funny. But so yeah, hopefully this will work out, and we'll be
I saw
new pad.
I saw the one next to my son's house. There's no tracks in the driveway. It looks like it's cleaned out.
Really?
So yeah,
I gotta get a hold of him and see.
Yeah, because
that'd be kind of a fun little area too, right? Lake access.
You're right there on the cut too, so you can have your boat there.
Yeah.
And you're
dock your
2 minutes.
Away from where the places I would go. So
I went up there yesterday. Went over there yesterday morning and started up his wood stove in the house.
Oh yeah,
fired it up. Fireplace. Yeah, because the last snowstorm, he was pretty nervous. Like, hey, right. So I'm like, well, I'll come up and build a fire in there, and it worked great.
Yeah, nice.
A lot of dust and shit burned off it, but once that dust burned off, I mean, just like that, it heated right up.
Did you sweep it, the chimney first?
No, I checked it.
I
checked to make sure it was
clean. Wasn't a bunch of creosote in there.
Yep. Made sure it wasn't bird's nest or
this one doesn't have a wood stove. I guess it said it had radiant floor heat throughout the house.
Oh, nice.
Which would be pretty nice, but I thought, I'm still putting a wood stove in.
Yeah.
If I do buy this one, I'm definitely the first thing I'm doing is installing a nice wood stove. You know me, man. It's just my style. So.
It's a huge benefit, especially coming to a storm like that. If there's one thing to worry about, it's staying warm, keeping your family warm.
Absolutely. And I have fun cooking on them. Like I love the heat. You know what I mean? Just that nice. It's just so warm. I mean, it pierces your bones. It's just different than forced air. Oh, yeah. So and then just the smell. You walk in, you can just smell it in the house. And, it's a wood stove there, and it just I don't know. Something about it. Remember all that cowboy coffee I used to make on my last one? Like, I baked bread on it. Pretty neat experience. So I'm excited. Yeah, it's life's good, man. Like Bear and I are doing really good. We're having fun together, and we're going on this new adventure, me and him, and it should be really fun. I'm excited.
That's awesome.
So, see, you went fishing?
Yeah, went ice fishing yesterday. Yeah, caught.
Got some bluegills?
Small, bluegill, a lot of rock bass, a couple perch.
Nice.
No, I don't know what's going on. We'd watch a walleye swim right by.
Yeah.
Yep.
They will sometimes, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're on, and then they'll shut right off again.
We were out there all day.
Really?
All day.
How deep were you?
6 feet.
6 feet?
Yeah. Just watch them swim by. I was using are they ripping wraps?
Ripping wraps.
With the hooks off both ends.
Yep. Yeah.
Sitting there and just pounding one on my 28-inch rod. Just pound it. Walleye and a pike came in at the same time.
Yeah.
And
nothing.
So I slowed down a little bit.
Right.
And they were like, they're watching.
Try to lift it. Slowly lift it away.
I tried everything, dude. I tried
pounding it on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was doing. I think that's what brought him in. I was just pounding, stirring up the bottom, And
you kick it up. A lot of times they come in, it just angers them. They hit it out of anger.
That's what I thought, and I could not get them to hit. Wow. And then finally they left, and we're jigging minnows. I put a minnow on a jig head because usually a minnow tip jig head. Same thing, bounce on the bottom, bringing it up.
Put a dead stick out with a minnow. Just down there swimming around.
I tried that too.
Wow. That wouldn't work, huh? Man, just sometimes it's,
My daughter's friends were out there today on the bay, and they said they had the same problem. Walleye just swim by everything. Right. They didn't get one. Wouldn't hit them. I'm like,
sometimes maybe they've already eaten, as they were coming up into the shallows. They're eating on the way in, and by the time they're up in that shallow water, they've gorged.
Every single one just swim right by.
Weather, barometric pressure changes, the fish change behavior right away.
Well, it's weird that the other fish, the perch and the
usually, with the perch and everything's biting. Usually, you see any dogfish?
No.
No. Usually in those shallows like that, we've had them come right up the hole.
Really?
Oh yeah, come right up and look at you and swim back down. Freaks you out first time it happens. Like, as you think fish, you wouldn't think that they like pop their head out of water, but yeah, the dogfish will. They'll stick their head right up out of the water.
My brother and my son were in there. My brother's shanty next to us, and my daughter and I were in ours, and we're, I don't know, 6 feet apart, but you can hear each other. You don't have to talk loud, and you can hear each other talking right through the shanty. And he goes, "You seen anything on your graph?" I looked up. I can see bottom.
You can see bottom. The cone for that grass is pretty small and 6 feet wide.
I'm like, I got 4 holes. I can see. No, nothing on the ground. I was just using the graph for the depth, and you can see right dead to the ground. There's nothing between you and the ground.
Yeah. It's not enough room for that graph to even open the cone up.
No. I was just, even that, I mean, still.
I mean, I like doing it. I use it just because it's fun to use. But
like I said, I turned it on.
You'd see it by eye before
the
camera even. So, I put them down in 6 feet of water, but a lot of times.
I would have liked my camera just to see out where I couldn't see what was just out watching.
Because you'll see them in the distance swim through, and or they're coming in. So look, we got some fish coming in.
I need to get a new battery for my camera though. Yeah, it's dead. The little wet cell, whatever it is. Yeah, I need to get a new one. I did hook it up to my Garmin battery, and it still works.
Good.
But yeah, I need to go to like battery and bulbs or something, or
I'm
Amazon.
Excited to get out and go. I see the weather turning. It's
not looking good. And then
it's gonna delay us a couple of weeks.
Well, then the river got all busted up yesterday because they ran a freighter.
They always do.
We heard it. We heard the horn on it. Yeah, and then they sent out a warning.
Finally, every year you start getting ice, and as soon as people start fishing, then they run a damn freighter up there and break the ice up. It just drives you crazy. It's like, really, man? Like, it's froze. Stay out of here. Let us fish. But you gotta get that last one in there.
I was really hoping to get some fish to bring home. I want some fresh fish.
I love
batter dip and air fry them.
Oh, good stuff. That's good eating right there.
Yeah, I got a salmon fillet for my son because my boss made a salmon dip, smoked salmon dip. Yeah, I smoked a salmon fillet and smoked cream cheese at the same time on a smoker at 200 degrees. Then he said, when that salmon falls apart, put it in a bowl,
mix it all in,
mix
whip
it all
together, and
oh god, it was delicious.
Yeah,
it was
sounds
really good. So my son got me a salmon fillet, and I picked up block cream cheese today. So
I was gonna go out and hunt last couple of days, but man, I think I'm just done. Yeah. I'm looking to fishing now.
I still got a doe tag. I'm watching. I haven't. Still got a couple more days. I'd like to fill that last one.
I was gonna go out the last. We got a couple days left, and I thought real hard about getting out there, but I'm wanting to get on the ice now. I should. Technically, I still have a tag left. I should take the bow out and,
I went and looked at a new bow yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
What brand?
Well, I looked at the Hoyt and at the Matthews.
Right.
I'm undecided.
Yeah. I loved my Matthews.
I know.
I really love the bear that I got. Yeah. Like for what it is, it's a great bow.
Yeah.
Is it my Matthews?
Right.
No, I think my Matthews was still a little better bow, but more expensive too. So
I shot him. I shot the Hoyt. I didn't shoot the Matthews. I gotta go back up and shoot the I looked at both of them. But God, that Hoyt was just butter smooth.
Oh yeah.
But I gotta shoot the Matthews, and they're the same price, so it's not a price thing. And they had both the camo pattern I wanted.
Right.
So
nice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I figured eventually I would upgrade back into a Matthews again, but I wanted to get started this year, and honestly, I was just impressed with that bear and that price range. That was a hell of a nice bow.
Yeah, no doubt.
For what I paid for it.
Yeah.
So I figured, this will get me back in the swing of it. I'll shoot a few deer with it, and I don't know, probably give it to my son and get a new one.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna buy a new one.
Good deal.
Right. I knew when I went up there, I'm like, shit. I know if I shot one, I was gonna want to buy one.
Right. Oh yeah. Man, they're beautiful bows.
Wife got me Eskimo chairs for the ice shanty for ice fishing.
Yeah.
And she bought me two. The
nice.
trifold ones with the backrest, and she got the taller ones.
Oh, good.
So you're sitting, so you're not
slunched over so much. Yeah.
They sit up a little more. I wouldn't say bar. They're not bar stool height, but they give you that feeling where you're not sitting way down. I opened it up Christmas morning. There's one in there. She ordered two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, holy shit. So got on with them, and they sent another one out. It's supposed to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, good.
It would have been nice to have it yesterday for my daughter. She had to use one of the old seats, but it was comfortable.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple different styles that I use depending when I take the hub shanty out. My Otters, it's got a bench seat in it. Which I was gonna, I almost bought the one with the buckets because the buckets are kind of comfortable. But truthfully, last year we were out on the ice on the bay, and you spend a whole day out there. Yeah. Sometimes I fish from dark to dark. We cook lunch out there. It was funny. We hit this dead time. Just the fish were barely moving around. Nothing was biting, and I thought, I wonder if I'd fit across that bench if I stretched out. And, man, I laid across it, took a little nap in the shanty. I was like, man, this kind of. I'm glad I didn't get those buckets. That bench is kind of nice. So yeah, I love my shanty though. It's great. I got to get my quad back.
Yeah.
The shop still has my quad.
Oh, they should.
Yeah. So. Shit. I mean, I have the side by side. I'll pull the shanty out with that. That works really good too. But you want a little more ice because I think with that quad's about 700 pounds.
Yeah.
And that side by side I think is like 1100.
Oh, okay.
So you want. I mean, I've had it on 7 inches of ice. Makes me a little nervous doing it, but I've never had a problem with it.
Yeah.
7 inches, but I'd rather have 9.
Yeah.
I seen on my phone on the way here the Coast Guard was out looking for someone that.
Yeah, we saw that same posting.
They found an abandoned shanty or something, and that's
some
not good.
Personal belongings in there, or clothing,
I hope someone just.
Had to leave fast.
Yeah, had to leave fast and, ran up to shore, and it's a misunderstanding. I hope it ain't somebody missing, every year.
Yeah, because sometimes people leave their shit and they go to have lunch.
Right.
Or whatever. They cut their finger with a flame knife and they have to go to ER.
Yeah. Well, definitely keep that person in my thoughts, and hopefully it's not someone that, broke through and...
Mm-hmm. That's what was weird. They didn't say anything about
there was no opening where they said someone went in or it looked like someone might have. It was just an abandoned shanty.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's just someone that had to leave and run home real quick and ran out of minnows and wanted to run up to the store and get some. The bait.
Well, I know some people treat it like deer hunting. They go out first thing in the morning when it's still dark.
Set your shit up, especially hub shanties where you're anchoring them into the ground.
And they'll fish till 10, 11 in the morning. Then they'll go up and they'll come back out for the last couple hours or stay through the evening because walleye bite.
Right.
You get that afternoon to evening night bite. And,
oh yeah.
So hopefully that's all it is.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because I'm sure my deer blind, I've done the same thing deer hunting.
Right. So what else you want to get into real quick? I mean, we're gonna do a shorter video because it's midweek, but.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of in that lull period between Christmas and New Year's. Christmas was good. Parties were all good. Food was good.
It was great spending time with all the family and stuff.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun this year. Bear just loved it. He's 2 now. He's really kind of getting into, oh man, I could tear these presents up, rip the paper apart, and tear into a box to see what's in there. It's fun because last year he had fun ripping paper and stuff, but he didn't really quite fully get the concept of it. This year, he knows.
Sure.
You see something with wrapping paper, he's excited, wants to tear into it and see what's in there. So, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, good time.
Yeah.
Looking forward to getting through the new year and make some resolutions this year, I think, and work really hard. I'm going to set some goals. I'll probably even talk about some of them on the podcast. I think that way they can keep me honest and hold me accountable, right?
Yeah, then you are accountable, essentially.
Right.
People comment and ask about it and ask where your progress is.
Sure.
It's amazing how addictive that can get for people.
Yeah.
To where they find motivation in your progression.
Right.
Right.
Sure.
Whatever
you watch someone else do
smoking or drink, whatever it is, right? People use it as a way to help them stay on track.
Yep.
Right. I know I do it. I know there's motivators I look to help keep me motivated.
Yeah, I've been watching a few new ones lately, and I thought, some people got me pretty pumped up, and I'm ready. I'm feeling stubborn, I'm gonna make my goals and just determined, So we'll see what happens.
At least start something, try something, just get the ball rolling. That's better than not doing anything.
Got to work off all the Christmas cookies, and God, everybody's diet's so bad through the holidays. Yeah. I didn't do too bad. I stayed away from a lot of it. I had a few cookies, but not many. Not compared to years prior. You're eating cake and pie and cookies and all kinds of crap. I stayed away from most of it.
I know I ate more carbs than I normally do. Got a little carried away, but not too bad.
Well, it's the holidays, so
nothing that can't be corrected.
You just do a little extra work.
Yeah. Yep, no doubt.
So I can't think of anything else real brand new. How about our next podcast? Are we gonna have a guest?
I got a message. Find I haven't heard anything. Okay. So I definitely got to follow up there and find out.
Well, hopefully that'd be fun.
Yeah, I really hope that we can do that, because it seems like people like that.
Well, it changes the dynamic. It brings in some new stories and
yeah, because there's definitely some stories I'd like him to touch on that we didn't last time.
Maybe me and him can get on there and girl bash for a while.
No doubt.
So it'll be fun. Hopefully you can make it.
Yeah, I definitely.
So, bro, if you're listening, come on, man.
Right.
Let's make this happen, right?
Yeah, it's been tough with the holidays, trying to keep up with all the shit. And
man, everybody's schedule's so crazy.
Yeah, and then I haven't digested any media at all.
I haven't, I've gotten it a little bit. I see Whoopie got canceled again, Whoopie Goldberg, because she had made that comment on The View about, with the Nazis, that, the Holocaust wasn't about race, right? And man, she ended up with a couple of weeks off. It's she got her ass canceled, and it was funny because it was Glenn Beck, I think, that stuck up for her. I think it was Glenn Beck. She was on a podcast or something. She was explaining what happened. So she kind of told the story about what happened. She wasn't doubling down on it, and they canceled her again. And it's you know what? That's kind of unfair. I don't. I used to love her as a comedian, as an actress. Man, she had some great movies. I was a fan. And then she went like the rest of them just do when you have too much money, and I guess you just lose your mind. But I don't. Whether I agree with you politically or like you as a person or not is irrelevant. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and that was wrong. She had the right to tell her story without everyone just refiring on her again. So because she wasn't, from what I seen, she wasn't doubling down, reiterating that what she said was true. She come out and apologized for it. She said she was wrong. She apologized for it. And then she was just telling the narrative of what had happened. You know what I mean?
Where was she telling us that? Was she telling it on social media, or was she on her show telling about it? Or?
No, it was an interview. And I want to say it was, I'll look into it a little deeper. So in a couple of days when we do our podcast, we can bring it up. I want to say it was on a podcast that she was doing an interview, and you know what I mean? She was telling the interviewer what had happened, and it pissed everyone off all over again. Like, she was saying this again, and she wasn't. She was just so. Yeah, you know what? That's a good lesson though. That everyone wants to feed this beast, and they love it when the beast is on their side and it's devouring their enemies. But the problem is that pendulum swings back and forth, and sooner or later, the beast is going to turn on your ass too, and then it ain't so fun. Just like with Twitter. Well, they loved it when conservative voices were getting canceled left and right and hushed up. Yeah. And now you see, some of them people, God, they get suspended for a week, and they're freaking out like it's the end of the world. Like they can't even emotionally handle it. And it's like, but you were celebrating it. See,
what they don't realize is they end up consuming their own.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like whatever your position is today, it's not going to be far enough. No. You're going to have to keep.
You got to keep being outraged and pushing it further and further, because the minute you stop
and being more tolerant,
they're going to devour you.
Right. Right. So as soon as you say, well, this is as far as I'm going.
Right.
Right.
Look at what Bill Maher. I mean, he defended it, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, this is kind of getting out there. And they turned on him. Yeah. Like
it's all consuming.
Yeah.
And
it never stops.
They don't.
Because outrage, you can't. It dies, right? If it stops. If we get to a point and we say, okay, well, we're not outraged anymore, the movement's over.
Right. Right.
So yeah, we'll dig into it, but honestly, I felt kind of bad for her, even though I don't like her as a person of who I believe she is, right?
Well, right. You may not like her opinions on politics.
I think she's very disingenuous. So the persona that she gives, her identity on TV, right. I don't know her personally.
Right.
I don't like that person. That's not someone that I would want to hang out with and spend time with. I think the person's very disingenuous, to say the least. But that being said, you didn't deserve that. That's wrong. Come on,
that's a tough part too, right? Because you're seeing a snapshot of who they are. Are they just in character for this thing to keep a job? Are they just trying to,
because I mean, let's face it, the views are pretty low for The View, right?
Right.
That show's not really doing that well. So are they ramping up the rhetoric to clickbait, right? Clickbait to get the clicks? Maybe, could be, and that's why I said the person on that TV screen.
Yeah. Because she may be a great person to have a beer with and barbecue with. She might, because she's a comedian. I mean, she's
probably hilarious. She always was hilarious.
Probably.
God, I
get her out of that context and that setting.
Yeah. My ex-girlfriend my now ex-girlfriend, she had made me watch a show with her, and it was hilarious. I laughed from the beginning of that show to the end of that movie. Man, Whoopi is funny. She knows how to deliver a line, and make it just hilarious. So it was really sad. I hate it when actors get political. I just wish they would not do that, because some of my favorite actors really just it cringe-worth,
Because there's people that I thought, I knew them based on who I seen on TV, right? And then now because of the internet and podcasts, all of a sudden I hear a podcast, I'm like, holy shit, I had no idea this person was like this. This is them.
Yeah, this is a whole nother side of them.
This is them. That's just a character they're playing. Right. Mm-hmm. For that job. So to keep that job.
It absolutely could be just role play for her. Maybe. That's why I said the person on that screen, that image of that person, I don't really care for. But that being said, what happened was wrong. People should have the right to their own opinions.
That's why I don't understand.
And to be able to disagree about shit.
I don't understand where people get fired for having a personal opinion outside of work, not associated with their work. They're not even wearing a work uniform. They're not at work. Something they say online or something they say on a podcast or whatever, and all of a sudden they're getting fired. It's like
shit they said on Facebook 10 years ago.
Right. It's how are you?
Someone drags up.
They're not allowed to have a personal opinion out. It's not tied to your work. Why are you firing them?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't either. I should be able to be me outside. I get at work I have to be.
Oh, it was Anthony Brian Logan, ABL.
Okay.
He was the one that was that I watched the episode on for, and he stuck up for her too.
Yeah.
Even he said this wrong, man. She had the right to tell her story, and why in the hell are we canceling anybody?
That's also why people are losing their jobs for things
have your opinion, man.
Again, because at work I have to be a different person than I can't be around my friends or at home to a point, right? Like I can't be just cussing at work.
Right.
I can't be drinking beer there. I don't drink beer anyways, but I'm just using these as some
there's
examples,
there's parameters that you gotta stay with.
I can swear around you though.
Yeah.
And my other friends.
Right.
I can, that's okay. I can't do that at work. Right. So I don't do it at work. But something I say here, why would I be fired for sitting here talking with you, having an opinion about something that has nothing to do with my job?
But now that's...
I know, but how did we get to this point that companies want to... It doesn't mean the company holds the opinion or supports my opinion.
No one never pushed back against that outrage. It was just like, well, I think where we failed, the truth always surfaces, right? And people would say, well, facts are facts, and the facts are on our side, so whatever. It's just not... eventually, the truth is going to surface. I think what we underestimated was if you tell a lie enough, it becomes the truth, right? So we stepped away and let a small percentage of people create the narrative, right? And paint everyone with this broad brush, and it was a mistake. I think we should have hammered that outrage culture right away. Keep it factual, and you know what? Look, if you don't like Trump, don't like him. If you do like him, like him. I don't care.
Right.
I'm going to be your friend based on my interaction with you and how you treat me, the relationship I have with you. I don't care who you voted for, personally. And if you want to have a fun debate about it, okay, that's fun. We can do that. But I'm not going to hate on somebody because, or want them to lose their job.
Right.
Burn a city to the ground for what?
Because of their personal opinions about it.
Just this outrage culture. Stupid. It's dumb. It just, you're so mad that you burn your own city to the ground. What sense does that make?
Right.
Who did you hurt? The people that you claimed you cared about.
Well, you hurt yourself because now getting a pizza is more difficult. Getting gas is more difficult.
Yeah.
Right?
Now you got to drive an extra 15 minutes for a loaf of bread.
Right.
I don't get it. The world is just it's in this crazy place right now, and I'm just watching it, going, wow, everything is upside down. It's the way it should be, the way it used to be. When you see, I'm gonna save it for the podcast. I'm gonna save that one for
because then you start getting into Giuliani's New York, right?
Right.
And then where are you giving up freedoms for security, right?
Sure. Right.
There's a whole rabbit hole there.
Yep. Yeah, there's a couple holes I think would be fun to go down. And I know our last show was probably a little bit dry. We were spark knocking a little. Both of us had, Christmas and we had things to do with our families and stuff, and was kind of distracted a little bit. But I'm feeling pretty frisky about some shit.
Yeah.
And let's dive into some stuff. I won't now because this is a short one.
Yeah, I saw today one of the Whitmer plotties for the kidnapping.
16 years. He got 16 years. Ouch.
Yeah. So we
got to get into that.
We
got to get into that one.
Yeah. Because I might surprise you with my opinion.
Yeah, I think probably so. Because you probably already know where mine is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty predictable when it comes to that.
I think
stuff.
I got a curveball coming your way.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. And you know what? Hey, a shout out. God bless Monster for finally making a sugar-free green one.
I know.
Thank you. Finally. Why did it take so long? Bad. Man, this is heroin to me.
I know. When I see them,
I'm gonna blow my heart up. I know.
Now when I see them, I'm buying them every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy 2 here, buy 2 at this. Because they're still hit and miss.
Yeah. Not every place has them yet. So the one store I get them there, that's buy 2 get 1 free.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. So I go and I grab 6.
Yeah.
I take the whole
take the whole roll out.
Yeah. Yeah, every time.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, we did almost an hour.
Oh
so,
wow,
yeah.
okay, a little longer than we were planning.
I'm ready to go eat, dude. I haven't eaten
Yeah,
very much
me
and
either.
got a workout in, so
Right.
I'm ready to go pound some food.
Well, guys, please just take a minute, hit the thumb for us, man.
Yeah,
Come on,
it helps.
help us out. Leave some comments. You know, if there's something you want us to discuss, throw it out there. You know, we'll look into it and give you our opinion. That's the whole idea of the show, is just watching two knuckleheads give out knuckleheaded opinions about shit. You know, so.
Yep. And if you made it this far in the video, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for watching it to the end. You know.
Yeah. Yep. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that shit. Yeah. Ring the bell, thumbs up. We answer every comment, read every comment. We share the comments.
Yep.
We like the interaction.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right.
Thanks,
Stay safe. Have a good New Year's, everyone.